All right, let's dive right into the dramatic opening of Charles Dickens' masterpiece, A Tale of Two Cities. It's a story packed with mystery, revolution, and yeah, a man who has quite literally been brought back from the dead.
The story kicks off with one of the most famous lines in all of literature, right? It's a perfect paradox. But look, Dickens isn't just trying to sound profound here. He is literally laying the groundwork for the entire book. In this one sentence, he sets up this world of intense contradictions, hinting at this huge clash between hope and despair, life and death, a clash that's going to shape everything that follows.
So picture it. The year is 1775. It's a time of light and darkness, wisdom and foolishness, hope and despair. It's an age of, well, total extremes, where anything feels possible, but at the same time, nothing feels certain at all.
And right in the middle of all this chaos, this one really mysterious phrase pops up that's basically the key to unlocking the whole story. Recalled to life. So, what on earth does that mean? Let's find out.
Okay, so first up, let's really get a feel for this world in 1775. It's a tale of two kingdoms that are worlds apart, but both are in some serious trouble. So you've got England on one side of the channel, and it's just pure chaos. I mean, armed robberies are happening every single night, even right in London. The hangman is, well, he's a very busy guy. Then you hop over to France, and things are just as bad, but in a different way. The whole country is basically sliding towards total ruin. People are getting tortured for the tiniest crimes, and you can just feel this revolutionary tension bubbling up from all the poverty.
Okay, so from that big picture, the story suddenly zooms right in on this one super tense journey happening on a dark, foggy November night.
You can just feel the tension, right? The air is thick with suspicion. Literally anyone on that coach could be a robber in disguise. So you have passengers hiding their faces, trying not to make eye contact, and the guards, they've got their fingers on the triggers of their guns, ready for anything. And then, out of nowhere, a single rider comes galloping out of the fog. He's got an urgent message, but it's for one specific passenger, a Mr. Jarvis Lorry who works at Tellson's bank. Of course, the guard instantly thinks it's a holdup and gets his massive gun, a blunderbuss, ready to fire. So Mr. Lorry gets the message, and his reply, it's just as strange. He just says, recalled to life. And you can imagine the messenger. He is just completely thrown. He rides off into the night, muttering to himself about how weird the whole thing was. All right, now the plot really thickens. Mr. Lorry gets to Dover, and he's there to meet a young woman, Lucie Manette. You have to understand Mr. Lorry. He's a man of business, all about facts and figures from Tellson's bank. He is not comfortable with emotion at all. So instead of just telling her this huge, life-changing news, he tries to soften the blow by pretending it's just a story, a business matter about some other client, a French doctor. He poses this, hypothetical question to her. Just imagine, he says, what if your father, who you thought was dead for years, was actually alive, but he'd been secretly locked away in a prison? And that's it. That question just shatters her composure. That whole it's just business wall he built up comes crumbling down, and she realizes, oh my gosh, he's talking about my father. And then comes the number, 18. 18 years. Just try to wrap your head around that. For 18 years, her father was basically buried alive, lost to the world in some prison with no trial, no reason given, nothing. You can imagine, she's just totally overwhelmed. She can't process it. Her response says it all. I am going to see his ghost. Not him, his ghost. To her, after all this time, there's no way he can be a real living person. He has to be a phantom, a ghost of the father she never even got to know. Okay, so their journey now takes them to Paris. And not just anywhere in Paris, they're headed to the really poor, desperate neighborhood of Saint-Antoine. And here we get this incredibly powerful scene that just says everything about the poverty there. A huge barrel of red wine falls off a cart and smashes open in the street. And in a flash, the entire neighborhood is on their hands and knees, scooping the wine out of the mud, soaking it up with rags, just this mad scramble for a single taste of something that isn't misery. And then there's this really chilling moment where one man dips his finger in the wine-stained mud and writes the word blood on a wall. It's a heck of a piece of foreshadowing. Dickens does something amazing here. He personifies hunger with a capital H. It's not just that people are hungry, Hunger itself is this oppressive force that's everywhere. It's in the empty baker shelves, in the smokeless chimneys. It's literally ground into the very fabric of the people and the place, like a ghost haunting every single corner of their lives. So finally, we get to the heart of the mystery. Mr. Lorry and Lucie are led by the owner of the wine shop, a man named Monsieur Defarge. He takes them up to this dark, hidden room at the very top of a rundown building. And there, in the dim light, they see him. A white-haired man, totally broken, hunched over a little bench, just obsessively making shoes. This is Dr. Manette, but he's just a shadow of the man he once was. His eyes are empty, his mind is just lost in the endless, repetitive motion of shoemaking, a trade he had to learn in prison just to keep his sanity from completely shattering. And when they ask him his name, his answer is absolutely chilling. He says 105, North Tower. Think about that. He doesn't even see himself as a person anymore. His name, his whole identity, it's all been replaced by his cell number. It just shows you how completely the prison erased the man. But then, something happens, a tiny flicker of memory. He sees Lucie's bright golden hair, and it reminds him of something. He fumbles with this little ragged pouch he wears around his neck and pulls out a few strands of his wife's hair that he's saved all those years. And when he compares them, that's the moment. It's the first real connection he's made to his past, the very first crack in that huge wall of trauma. And then it happens. For the first time in 18 long years, a real, raw human emotion breaks through. He's completely overcome, and he just breaks down, weeping in the arms of the daughter he never knew. Her presence, her kindness, it's the first glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, he can be saved. And this is where we're left, with this massive question hanging in the air as they start their escape back to England. He was recalled to life, yes, but can he truly live again? He's physically free now, but can his mind, his soul, ever truly escape the darkness of that prison cell? You could say his body has been resurrected, but the real battle, the battle for his life, well, that has only just begun.